everybody, how's it going? John here with Hooks, Hoops, and Chains, Pacing Crochet Journey. How's it going? If you didn't catch me earlier, we're working on Tool Runner using script. The video that I have posted is down in the description as well. It's available at what did they say the name was earlier? I put the link for the
language.
It's the art zone is where it's available at, and I gave the direct link for the tutorial video for this table runner, which is the thumbnail the picture on the thumbnails. Welcome to hello my subs and welcome and sure panel members. We got Joe, Connie, and Annie. How's it going, everybody?
Hi everyone.
Hi everyone.
And if you didn't catch Connie's live, which just ended, you know there's bodies buried under that. I'm telling you, there's bodies in there.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
guess it was again.
I said barns. That should have counted.
But it's a
old
barn.
grain barn in the middle of
Even
nowhere in the
if
mountains.
it was just a broken down barn, it was still a barn.
Yeah, still a barn.
But it's not.
We got the red hat.
A regular barn does not have the drive-through.
Yeah, it's not a regular barn. It's not. It was more for
Wood
storage.
rotted, and they took it off, and yeah, whatever. But when you got the red hat, so here comes the blood. Here comes the blood. Where's the bodies at? Where's it lead you?
Like I was saying, the drive-through barns like that usually had a scale underneath of them, and they would actually just dump the grain into them, or down below that there would be a conveyor so they could dump the grain off, and it would go into side bins and then be carried up top.
Yes, but the problem is that's up in the mountains. It's an entryway into the park and up into the mountain. So it was just for storage for hay and stuff to give the wild animals. It wasn't like they were contained. Nobody owned them. They just had it for when it was really cold to be able to put food out for them.
And what they did, they would drive into it with the trailer, and you'd get on either side of the barn and unload the hay into the lofts. And if you had it, sacks of grain went into the bottom, but it was always up off the ground. So if you had a big rain or something, your grain wouldn't get wet.
Right. And so that's why it was up in the lofts. And then there was the park guys would come in and take it down and put it where the animals could get to it when it was too frozen over and it was too cold for them to find food.
We used to have one of those on the farm where I grew up, out like at the back of the property. That way we wouldn't have to haul hay all the way out there in the snow. We could just go out there and we'd have hay there.
But that's
pretty sure the animals were survived before the barn got built, though.
Actually, though, I'll tell you what, in Utah, they have to do it too. They have to put out hay and feed for the wild, like deer and stuff, because it freezes so much in the mountains that they will come down into town to get food.
So that's why they do that, so they don't come into town.
So they'll stay up in the mountains. They still come down, but not as much.
That's how the reindeer survive all year long, no? And the caribou and the elk.
Well, the elks and the caribous.
America.
Well, not caribous. Not caribous, but
we're going to say Americans, okay?
The deers and the elk.
Down in America, you got to feed your animals because they don't know how to fend for themselves.
I tell you to shut up in a minute, you know.
I'll tell you exactly what it is. We have populated so much of the animals' natural habitat that they don't have enough to eat. It is our fault.
Yes, I will tell you, when I lived in Utah, I lived 2 blocks from the entryway of the mountain. Right, you go right into the mountain. You could see the mouth of the mountain, and we had every day herds of deer that came down the road, down into the town to scavenge for food. So they would put the food up there. They still came down. I had deer in my yard all the time. Elk, deer, we had mountain lions. We had all kinds of animals that would come down into the valley because of it was so cold that they couldn't find enough food.
Greg, how many mules and whitetails do you see just in the fields, just eating all winter long? Tons of them. And,
Yeah,
oh,
but
that's right, because we got farm fields.
y'all haven't. You've got a
We
lot
got
of
farm fields. Yeah,
grassland and stuff where we've built over top
exactly
of
because we didn't overpopulate the land. That's what it
exactly.
is.
Right,
It wasn't
that's what
much
it is.
me. I am totally against them. You know, every time you have this beautiful, pristine piece of land and you see deer out there munching, and you'll see the groundhogs and the rabbits and stuff, and the next time that you drive by it a couple weeks later, there's a freaking apartment complex built on it. And then they complain about the animals coming down. I'm like, where do you want them to go when you're taking all of their food away from them?
Especially like when you have mountain lions coming down into a populated area. They're coming down looking for food because they can't find food on the
And
mountains.
they will attack. I don't know anything about mountain lions. We don't have them here.
Oh, they're kind of
But
scary.
they'll just
We
attack,
call 'em-
right?
we
Yeah.
call 'em-
They will.
we call 'em cougars
They
here.
will. They are cougars. But we call them, they're mountain lions too. They come down.
Well, we don't
and
have those here in Illinois either. Not, at least not where I live.
you might get them because they're already in
You
Nebraska.
usually find them Friday and Saturday night down the bars.
They're in Nebraska already, and they've come back down into Kansas. They're all over in Utah, and yeah, they'll attack you. In fact, one came down. It was 2 blocks from my daughter's house at a farm, and they had 2 llamas, and it killed and was eating the llamas when they caught it.
Wow. I talked to my brother earlier. He bought property down in southern Illinois out in the country, and he's building on it. He was at the property and then, looking to see what needs to be done next, because he's got a company hired to kind of help him too.
Mm-hmm.
He just glanced over into the woods and there's a bear watching him, and he's okay, time for me to go home.
Yeah, there's bears. There's bears all over in Utah too, black bears.
He said he hadn't seen one.
So when I
Not there yet, but I was like, well, you have it at your other property.
When you were what?
When I was 5 years old, and we got 5 years old, we got posted from Germany to CFS Holberg, northern Vancouver Island. It was a radar base. So CFS Holberg was a radar base. There was maybe, I don't know, 200 people living there. Anyway, but behind our apartment buildings, there was a fenced playground for children to play in, right? And every morning, this mother cougar would come down and drop her kits off in the playground and then leave for the day. And then the adults would not have a problem with the kids playing in there. And then by about 4:30, the adults would go out, pull the kids out of the playground. The mother cougar would come back and grab her kits and take them back into the woods.
Right. We had.
We were in the fenced playground. We were in this fenced playground playing with cougar cubs all day long.
That's funny though that the mom brought him down to the park and with the other kids.
Well, in Tooele, where I lived in Utah, there was a tree that wasn't far from my house. Late in the evening, in the afternoon, if you looked up there, you could see this old cougar laying under the tree resting every day. That was his resting.
I used to go down the beach and see old cougars laying on sand all day long.
Now, if a cougar comes up to you, like it's going, what kind of cougar is that?
Old cougars, skin like leather.
Well, I was on the beach all the time, and I'll guarantee you, I didn't look like leather.
Looked like skin like George Hamilton. Just saying. Old cougars.
Okay. No, but But if a
Yeah,
cougar comes towards you and you feel threatened, usually all you have to do is yell and clap your hands and scream and stuff, and it turns around and leaves. It doesn't like it. It won't attack.
yeah.
Now there was a lady in California 2 years ago. She left her sliding glass door open when she went to work. When she came home, she heard something snoring, and she went to look over by her couch by the sliding glass door, and there was a cougar laying there asleep. And she backed out of the house and called animal control so they could come and get the cougar out of her house. It was just enjoying a nap.
I'm surprised she
But
didn't
it's
wake
more
up when she
vocal.
came in.
They sleep heavy, so just like dogs sleep heavy. I don't know. It must have been around her house a lot, and she never knew it, so it was used to her sounds. Because it didn't wake up. Back when the animal control got there, it was really drowsy, and it kind of opened its eyes and then closed its eyes again, and then gave it a tranquilizer and took it far away and
Yeah,
released it.
it just
So
came down off the mountain or whatever.
yeah, Palomar Mountain, where that barn was that I did today, or the barn thing, that was Palomar Mountain. That was exactly where it was.
Were you at Mishy's live tonight at all?
I'm still there.
Have you
I'm
caught any of the words yet?
Nope, I haven't paid attention. I've already won that before, so I don't think she'll
No.
let me win it again. So I don't even pay attention.
I'm sure you could. You just say you're lucky. And I got
That's
the
true.
first three before I went over to yours, so I'll just watch it from then on.
Yeah, I can hear her in the background very lightly. I got her turned down, but
Greg says old wrinkly leather cougars on the beach.
Yep. Yep.
well, I will tell you, when I was on the beach, I had a very, very nice, beautiful golden tan. It didn't look like leather.
I've never had a tan in my life.
Really?
Nope.
I don't.
I turn red and turn right back white. I do
I
not
don't.
tan whatsoever.
I don't tan anymore. I can. I just don't.
My
I
arm
used to
is
do.
a little bit darker than my right arm just simply because I always drive with my window open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So over the years, it has darkened some, but no, I never get an actual tan.
No, I tan pretty easy. I worked at a tanning place,
Mm-hmm.
just for shits and giggles because I knew the lady that worked or owned it, and she just needed some help. And she's like, "You get all the free tans you want and free lotions. That's what I pay." Okay.
Mm-hmm. I used to go to
Then
tanning
like
salons.
like within 2 weeks, I was as dark as I needed to be. So I would just tan like once a week, but I'd still work there just whenever she wanted me. I didn't, it was something to do and
Yeah.
Let's
all that.
think about going out in the sun and get a tan.
I don't anymore because when I was a
Yeah.
teenager, um, when I was almost out of high school, I got
Exactly, Greg.
sunstroke because
Mhm.
I had ran away from home, which was a stupid thing to do, and I went to Imperial Valley, which is a desert in California, and I got a sunstroke, and so I can't handle the heat in the sun anymore.
Yeah.
But
When I go out, I just like sitting outside. I'm happy with that.
I don't. But if I'm not, if I'm in the sun and I'm not hot, I will tan.
And I always have jugs of water out there to pour over my head.
Oh yeah, I always take lots of fluids.
Not me. I have to sit in the shade. Although there have been times that I sat in when my joints was hurting, especially my shoulders, when I would just sit and let the sun beat down on my shoulders, just because the heat
Mhm.
was good.
Right.
And yes, Craig, we call them trucker tans down here too.
Or farmer's tans.
No,
Yeah.
farmer tan is like halfway down the upper arm to the hand. Truckers
And their neck.
one arm, yeah, and the back of their neck, yeah.
Back of their neck, and sometimes if they wear a hat, they take the hat off and their forehead's white and the rest of their face, just especially golfers. They take the hat off and their foreheads are white.
Never did understand that.
What?
Golf.
Oh, I do. I watch golf. I used to hate it.
It's a good
Somehow,
walk.
somehow last year I got hooked on it.
My
I
nephew,
just, I fall asleep.
I'm interested in it. I like to watch it.
I
Didn't.
wouldn't mind going out and walking some of these. There's some beautiful greens.
Oh, I know. Definitely.
I just go out and walk the greens. I wouldn't bother playing golf. I just get out there and enjoy nature.
Well, I don't play golf. I just like to watch it.
My brother, when he was working at the Saturn dealership, his manager was an avid golfer and he got him into it. And he actually said he actually liked it. He said he didn't like watching it, but he liked playing it. I was like, whatever floats.
Now, miniature golf, I love playing it, and I'm really good at it.
I have never played miniature golf.
Oh, my husband won't play with me because I always win. He's like, it's not fair. I'm like, well, I used to do it all the time.
Yeah, I used to take the boys out, Zach and some of his friends, and sometimes his dad would go. And they're all goofy. They get down there with their whatever, golf stick, whatever you want to call it, club, and they'd act like it was pool. They'd lay on the green and they'd like shoot it. And I was like, you goofballs.
Yep,
They were having fun and they weren't causing any trouble and nobody was behind us waiting. Let them have fun.
exactly.
Jeanette said she'll be on a little bit longer and then she'll have to call it a night.
Okay.
Okay. How you feeling now? She's finished 3 hats by the time I get done with this one row.
Yeah,
Who?
Rob.
Who?
Jeanette.
Huh?
She tries to make 100 hats a week.
Who does?
Jeanette.
Oh,
She doesn't have to. She chooses to.
As far as
Yeah, she donates them to vets. So I was like, she'll be done with 3 hats by the time I finish this one row on this blanket.
big blanket.
Yeah, it's going to be, yeah. But I was using, I was trying different sized hooks and I was measuring these out. And I was using the Furrow 6 millimeter. And I looked at the Prim 6, and that's a lot bigger than the Furrows. And then the 6 in Bates, that's a lot bigger. So then in the Clover, it's closer, but it slides on this yarn really bad.
Hmm.
So then I looked at the Prim 5, and it's the closest. And I was like, why don't they just make one size hook for everything?
so
That'd
it
make it
wouldn't.
so much easier.
Yeah, but it'd be so much more boring. Same thing, same thing.
Right.
Everything.
Because,
No.
sometimes you're working on a project, but
Like
okay, this
a
one's not working.
standardized size would make more sense.
Well, I
Yeah,
think
because like when I'm working with the furrows, this is a heavy hook. So when I get to, when that's getting heavier, if it's not working for this yarn after a while, I can't go to a 6 millimeter Prim or a 6 millimeter this because it's not the same size.
well, that's what they should all be the same. That's something. Just because it's from a different country or if it's from a different company They should all be regulated. I mean, they should all make sure they're all the same, because it's not right when you you look at a pattern and it tells you what size, and you think it's going to work, and then it's not the right. It's not right. It's too big. It's too little. It's too
Yeah.
whatever.
That's why whenever I see, I'll look at what size hook they want me to use.
Hmm.
Like they wanted me to use a 5 millimeter. I was like, okay, is that a five this, a five that, or a five in this?
Right.
So I was like, okay. So I tried it because I always make my initial chain in a bigger hook.
Yeah. One bigger.
Yeah. So I started out, I think with I don't know, was I use seven? I guess like a seven and trim, I think. And then I went down to a six, but then I was like, it's not catching it just right the way I like it to. So then I went to the furls, and I was like, well, I like the stitches like that, but they don't match on that. So I had to at least finish that row I was on with the other one. I was like, ah.
She's done 15 hats today. What kind of hats are you doing?
I think like for preemies or something. Holy
Oh,
crap. The
okay.
Corvettes, but it's like, that's, oh my.
When I do the preemie ones on my Centra, my knitting machine, I can do a hat in like 5 minutes for preemies because they're just little.
Maybe I should get one of those knitting machines.
Well, you have to decide if you want the 48 pin, 28 pin, or the
I
what's
want to make standard size hats.
for adults. You want the 48 pin.
Because, well, because a lot of hats that will fit the adult will fit kids too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you want the large one. It's the 48 pin.
Yeah, because I know Michaela, she's 3. Her head is an inch smaller than mine.
Well, Hudson, my grandson
Hmm.
that's 6, his head's bigger than mine.
Yeah, I
So
didn't know that until Crystal had said something that one day. And
yeah,
I was like, really?
kids heads grow big when they're young, and so usually they look like they're bobbleheads almost because their heads always look too big for them. Remember those pictures I was
Hmm.
showing you of my granddaughter, how her head looked so
Yeah,
big?
yeah, you were showing me that. Yeah,
Right, so that's the way it is
but
with all
yeah,
kids, but more on some than others. But their head usually is done growing by the time they're like in elementary school. Their head's done, it's not getting any bigger.
yeah. So when Crystal told me that, I was like, oh, bull hockey, because I mean, that's a 3-year-old. And then I measured Michaela's head, and then I was like, that's kind of big. Measured mine, and I was like, measured hers again. I was like, seriously? And she's like, what? And I was like, your head's almost as big as mine. She's like, I'm growing. And I was like, well, it's going to be bigger than mine.
It could be, but they're usually done growing. Their heads are usually done growing by the time they're like 6 or 7. So
Yeah.
Jeanette doesn't like the machine. I like the machine if I'm making, like last year I did 60 60 hats, and I only had 2 days to do them in because I was taking them with me on the airplane, and so
Hmm.
I just hurried and did them. I did 20 20 white, 20 pink, and 20 blue and green. Blue. It was a variegated blue and green.
Yeah. Now, are those
Or
machines expensive? Not an Addy, but the other one.
No,
My
no,
they're
it's
not.
not
stitches
actually.
were like 40
They're
bucks.
the big
40.
one is like 40. Yeah, you can get them on Temu. It's the same. It's the Centra. It's the same exact thing as getting it on like Amazon. And
Okay.
yeah, I got one of mine from Temu and the other two I got from Amazon, only because they were out of stock on Temu when I went to get it.
I know
But
what Michael's. Hold on a second. I'll tell you how much they are, Michael's. Uh,
you can use a coupon if it's not on sale,
yeah.
which will bring the price down. The same with Joann's. If they have a coupon for like 40% off a regular priced item and it's regular priced, then that helps you.
Yeah. Well, sometimes on Amazon you'll have certain products that have a coupon with them.
Yeah.
So the loops and threads quick knit knitting machine is $129.
Wow.
Yeah, it's overpriced, and it looks just like a Centro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks exactly the same.
Looks like a Centro and looks just like an Addy,
And yeah,
which Addies are more expensive than the Centro. And I just got a Centro because I didn't need a fancy one.
See, but if you want, you can buy one of these ones. Do it manually.
I have those too.
Yeah,
Like, you
I
do it
have
you
I
can do
have
it
one of
manually.
those.
Yeah, you
It's
manually
not
set
round. It's
I
not
have
round. Mine's a rectangle, and I hate it.
you have the one for the blanket, the flat panel one.
Yeah, mine's about this long, and oops, the wrong way. About
Well,
that long.
so I've seen them lately as well. That you can actually make them any size, and you can either get square corners or rounded corners for make. I don't know what you'd be used for making them for. You can make them as long, as wide as you want.
Yeah,
Mm.
buildable.
The
Yeah.
problem that I've had with them is if I'm gonna do that, I'm just gonna knit because it's more of a hassle.
Getting just regular with needles faster than those looms.
Exactly. So I've only tried to use it once. I thought, "Psh, I ain't doing this. I can knit faster. With the knitting needles.
Yeah, but it depends on the person because on those round looms, my sister can fly on them.
Right. It really depends. I used to have a great big knitting machine and I hated it. I could not get going a rhythm. It would hitch up on me. It would drop a stitch and I sold it. And I spent a lot of money on it.
Because I know those Addy, those Addy, right? ADDI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know they're freaking expensive. 223 bucks.
Right.
Okay,
So
so you can get two sizes. You can get two sizes, a small one and a large one, for
right.
559 bucks.
Right.
And they're still not electric.
But the Sentra, right? The Sentra is the almost the exact same thing, and
Oh yeah,
they're a lot better prices.
$73. Okay, so yeah, so here they are side by side. So the Addy and the Centro. The Addy's
Right.
239, the Centro 73.
And I don't
But
think
it's
I
just
spent that much on mine.
this is Canadian though.
Oh, that's right.
Now,
So
see,
the exact
the Addy, that is what the innovations used to. That's what the innovations look like. I honestly prefer the Centro, the legs style.
So do I.
I find it more stable. And man,
I
those section cups, those really work good.
yeah, I
You
know
don't
they do.
push on them.
I have tile on my kitchen table, and they stick, and they don't leave.
I
But
have like a little TV tray table that I keep saving for my basket or whatever,
mm-hmm.
working on something, and I put that on there and was, setting it up, and I went to lift it up, lifted a whole table up, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, those are good suction cups.
But the Addy has those little hooks that you have to tighten down. They're not, and they're not stable like the suction cups.
Yeah,
uh,
I like
Pr-
these.
Prim makes one as well. It's about the same price
As what?
as the Centro.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yep. So Prim makes one. Okay, so the Prim Maxi is 133, but there's a Prim Midi, which is 75. You can either get a large Centro for 72 or a medium Prim for 75.
Mm-hmm.
right, I got a phone call. I'll be back in a second.
I'm not real partial to the color brown. I mean, brown has its place and all that, and you need your neutrals. But I really like this colorway of browns.
Yeah. Okay. So the large Centro on Timu is, let's see. Let me see if this is the right one. It is 48 needle and it is $36.
Jeanette has the loop and thread machine still in the box, never used.
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
She doesn't like the machine. I'm gonna have to get me one because I'd like to try it.
Yeah. So
Because
the
that would help out
Timu,
a lot with some of this yarn laying around.
yeah, Timu has the large one like you want for $36
Okay.
or 37, whichever one. But they've sold like the 37 one. They've sold almost 1,500 of them. Yeah. So
Yeah, I'll have to look on
I
the.
would, yeah, it's where I would look on, and it comes together. It comes kind of flat. You have to put the legs on it, which just pops in.
Mm-hmm.
You put the suction cups on the bottom. But yeah.
Just you'll sell
I
hers
had
for
a small.
40.
It was just like a kid's kit that I picked up at a yard sale for like 50 cents.
Mm-hmm.
Great, but it made very skinny tubes. I mean, to make a hat on it, it wouldn't even fit an infant, a newborn. It was
Yeah.
that narrow.
Yeah.
I guess for little girls to make scarves with or something. Could have made a hat with it.
Right. Joe.
Yes, dear.
Jeanette says she'll sell hers for $40.
Yeah, but then I'd have to pay shipping on top of that.
Well, that's true.
And Temu has free shipping, and
Right. Over $25 is free shipping.
yeah,
I might take you up on that, Jeanette.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's closer.
Yeah.
You can just go over and get it. I can't.
Right.
Otherwise, I would in a heartbeat.
So, well, John's not here. He's busy on a phone call. I'll show you how much I've done on my hat.
All right, let me turn the chat off for a second. So I'm just sitting over there.
Okay, so here
Okay.
here's the bottom, this
Okay.
part, and then the white. The white is as big as the other, so I only have maybe half of this more to go around.
Going to go back to the print color after
So
the
what
white.
so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring this around to the front. The white will be the biggest part and it will be in the back. So this part will be what will be in front of the face,
And it'll match the hat.
and then the outside will be this color.
Yeah.
So the white will just be behind. So I've got maybe 4 inches more to go, and then I'll hook it together and start on the other part.
You'll manage that tonight, even
What?
finishing that up.
This part probably, if I stay at it. I started the white, oh gosh, maybe 20 minutes or so, maybe 30 minutes before. Well, no, actually I started it right as my premiere was starting.
Good grief, you're a fast crocheter.
Wait, I did a little bit earlier. That's right. I did maybe 20 minutes of it and then I finished. I've been doing it since
I'm a slow poke.
well, Jeanette's faster than me, I think. But you never know. I mean, she's making little preemie hats, which don't take as much.
No, she's making him. No, she's making him for vets.
I thought she said preemie.
No, I said preemie hats because she must be making because they were. She's making so damn many.
Oh, I see.
No, but she's making no. They're for veterans that she donates.
Yeah, but if you're using a like a double crochet, you get done a lot quicker, or a half
I
double.
don't know what she uses.
But it doesn't matter. She's doing it, and she's must be very fast. John left. He got knocked out,
Oh,
or he left. Hmm.
he wouldn't just leave in the middle of the live on purpose.
Not unless, yeah, he got knocked out.
I did it. I knocked him out.
Shame on you.
I know. I should really feel ashamed of myself.
You
Do
should.
you? Do you though?
No, not at all.
I didn't think so. Okay. Well, her live is over.
Reese's.
Mm-hmm. It got really quiet, and I went and looked, and it was gone. It was over. And I know a lot of times she has it to goes over to Mirrors. What's her name?
Mara.
Mara's. But I've only been there one time, and she did a drawing, and I won. But I don't usually go. She's a really, really, really nice woman, but she reminds me of somebody that I'm not a big fan of, and so I have a hard time watching her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Anthony had a meltdown over her voice or the German language, or he was
Oh,
just.
that was Nishi though. No, I thought we were talking
Oh, yeah.
about Mara.
Okay. Oh, all
Oh,
right. Yeah, I've been to Mars a few times.
yeah.
Yeah,
My
Anthony lost it over voice, over Michi's voice.
my husband keeps telling me it bothers me so much, but if you're not used to hearing it, I could see that.
Yeah, the pitch or something with it.
Yeah,
Right.
had a complete meltdown.
Does he look like your other son?
No, no, he looks. My oldest son looks like his grandma Rains, and
Mm-hmm.
Anthony looks like his great grandpa Rains,
Oh,
and well, kind of like a mixture between him and my dad.
cool.
Because she was, his mom was like, well, those kids are gonna have brown eyes, and I'll know she cheated on you. Ha ha! They was both born with blue eyes, just like their daddy, and blonde hair.
Everybody in my family has brown hair or brown eyes but me. I'm the only one.
Someone in your family carries the blue gene, the
Yep.
blue eye gene, because it's the brown eye gene is the most dominant. But if you have blue eye, it can happen. Like my dad had brown eyes, dark brown hair, really dark skin, but my mother had uh, really pale skin, blue eyes, and she was a blonde when she was a kid, and then it went darker. And they had 5 kids together, and 2 had his colorings, and 3 had hers. And then she married my stepdad, and he was even darker than my dad. And they had one child. He ended up with the brown hair, but he had white skin and blue eyes.
Now Zach, when he was born, he had blue eyes and he was blonde. I was like, where in the hell did that come from? This both me and his dad are both dark hair. I'm thinking everybody on my side of the family, they all have dark hair.
It's in the
You
gene
know,
somewhere.
so, but then his hair like fell out.
Came back
Hmm.
in.
It came back in, it was not almost a black,
Well,
Yep.
dark brown.
take a guess at what color of hair you think I had when I was born.
Black.
Yeah, it was jet black. And then it grew out to almost white. and then it went strawberry blonde, and then it went blonde, and then it went dishwater blonde, and now it's a little bit dishwater blonde still and gray.
Yeah. And when Michaela was born, she had really blonde hair. Then it went dark, and now she's kind of a blondish color, blondish brown.
Hmm. Well,
And
my
then I
husband.
wonder how many more times it's going to change. And I was like, who knows?
Well, okay, so my husband, he has red hair, and he has hazel eyes that has a red tint to his eyes. The brown looks more like a reddish brown, which is weird. I've never seen eye color like that before. Well, his family, his mom, hi Jeannie,
Hi,
his
Jeannie.
mom had 14
Hey,
kids.
Jeannie.
So she had 14 kids, and his dad had really dark skin, dark hair, and dark eyes. His mom had blue eyes, fair skin, and she was a blonde when she was younger, but it had gone dark brown as an adult. So their first child came out with really dark skin, dark hair, dark eyes. Second one came out with dark hair, blue eyes, and really fair skin. And then they have a mixture of every dang color imaginable in that house. I mean, they've got toe heads, they got red heads, they have dark. He has a brother that looks like, or he looked like he was Mexican. He's not. But when you have so many colorings that come from the family, because like his dad had that dark skin, dark eyes, dark hair, but he had a sister that had red hair and white skin.
Yep.
Wow.
So you just never know. And
Yeah,
then
that's true.
my husband's brother, his second wife was black, okay, and
Uh-huh.
her first husband was black, and they were both fairly dark blacks, and their first child was a boy, and he came out with light brown hair and light skin and green
Yeah,
eyes.
I mean, yeah, but a lot of black babies when they're born, aren't they born lighter skin and it just darkens up?
Yeah, but his never did.
Okay. I
Then,
mean, I don't know, but that's what I always heard. And
yes, it is. But then a couple of years later, she got pregnant with twins, identical twins, right? The first
mm-hmm.
one came out with black hair, and then it was white and blue eyes, but you could tell it was going to turn. 5 minutes later, she gave birth to the next one. It had almost pure white hair, blue eyes, and white skin.
Oh
And
wow,
and she still has blonde hair, white skin, and blue eyes. And they're
wow.
like, where the heck did that come from? So they started looking in their family ancestry and found out both of them had a white person in their genes, and
Oh
that's where it
wow.
came from.
Okay, what
But they,
comments am I missing here?
yeah, they used to call each
Oh,
other chocolate.
Jeannie's just saying hi to everybody.
Oh, there's John.
Hey,
Heck,
Jeannie, how you been?
I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of these of her kids.
All right, I got a message on here.
Let me see
That's
if I
from
can
me. From
find.
Michi about that one pillow I won, whatever the name
Oh,
of it is.
oh
That
yeah,
expensive one. It's like a. I think they made them for gaming pillows, and they found crocheters liked them, so
right.
now they're like $100. That's the one I won at her celebration she had.
Oh,
It was
okay.
the grand prize. Like, okay, I'll just enter this. We'll see.
Yeah.
And I put it in there one time, the word, and
Okay.
then yeah, I was
This
shocked.
is this is my sister-in-law with her 3 kids.
Oh wow.
The girls are identical twins, and then their mom and then their brother, who was light too, and their dad was darker than their mom. So yeah,
Wow.
happens. You're like, how can they be identical twins? They don't have the same coloring. It's because they both carry all the same genes, and the one landed light and one landed dark.
Yeah, I never heard of identical twins like that though.
I have
I mean,
many
usually
times.
the identical twins that I've known personally, they
Hmm.
all look damn near identical. And it's like,
Well, these do. If you really look at their features, they look exactly alike. Their coloring is different, but I've seen identical twins where one's 2 inches taller, than the other one. And the thing is if you all carry the same genes, you can get different variations of those genes.
yeah, because I mean, there was one that I went to school with. It was William and Wayne,
Hmm.
and a lot of people are like, I can't tell them apart. And why can't you? There's differences. You just have to look.
Right. John fell. He took a phone call. He's still in the chat, but he left the screen.
He doesn't like us anymore. He left us.
He was overcome with our beauty and wit, and he just couldn't handle it.
Shit's getting deep in here.
I am going to run to the little girl's room.
Okay.
So I'm actually not going
I'd
to.
walk
I
if
was
I
going
was
to say
you, though. You
I'm
don't
not.
want to trip and fall.
Or yeah.
You know,
Oh,
twist your knee. You know, all that kind of stuff that can happen.
true. So I think I'll just walk.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
I'll be back.
All right.
Where's my? There we go.
I keep always finding us a dog, and then there'll be a reason why it's not. Like it don't like cats, or it doesn't like kids, or it doesn't like other animals, and I'm going like it just won't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got to be small. I found big dogs that fit that criteria, but I cannot fit two big dogs in this house.
Yeah.
We won't have room to walk. I checked over Storm's feet again. They're fine. He ain't limping or anything. So I guess
Well,
just,
that's good.
yeah, it scared me because I thought, I was afraid he burned his feet.
Yeah. We have like the tower heaters, and I try to keep Motorboat away from him, and she stays away now. There was one time she was getting close to the grate, and I was like, "Get back! It's hot! No, get back!" And I was squirting her the water bottle, getting her back, and she kept getting closer and closer, and I was like, "No!" And then her nose touched it. She screamed and ran, and I caught her and got a damp washcloth. Her nose blistered.
Oh, yeah, the skin's much thinner, too.
Yeah, and I was like, "I told you not to do that." And she just cried and cried when I was doing it, and I'm sorry. And I know what you could tell it blistering right then and there. So I was like, screw this. I went and got a piece of ice and just put the ice on it, just rubbed it around on the nose. Not where it's just hot. I didn't hold it on there, just rubbed it around.
Okay, Jeanette, you have a good night. Get some
Good
rest.
night. Feel better soon. So yeah, I had to do that for her. She doesn't get close to him now. I mean, she'll lay in front of him, but she doesn't try to, sniff at it and all that anymore. She learned her lesson. She's like, that shit's hot. Now the one in the kitchen, the grate doesn't get hot for whatever reason. I don't know. But the one in the front room does. I haven't plugged that one even in yet. We just have the one back behind on sometimes.
Well, Anthony has like a contained electric oil heater. It looks like the old timey grates or They were oil heaters, but they they would hang them on the wall. This one's got wheels on
Uh-huh.
the wall, but they're good heaters. And the reason I get those is because there's no exposed coils.
Yeah.
It will get warm enough to. I don't think I've ever gotten burned on it, even at its highest setting, but it was getting warm. And
Hmm.
for his room because he don't pay attention to where he's walking.
Yeah. And see, Zach's got a tower heater in his room. Then we have the one here in the front room. And then we have, it's a better one, but it's in the kitchen.
Yeah,
Willie got me that one for Christmas several years ago. It's like a almost $200 one. So I mean, it's a nice one. I mean, it heats everything up. So if I have that one on, I usually don't need the front room one on because it heats it up in here.
that wood burner keeps the whole house warm. I've got some
Yes, Dad
exhaust
used to
fans,
have one.
and circulating the air through the house,
Mhm.
and it's still way cheaper than us heating with electric.
Yeah, Dad used to have one of those. Growing up as a kid, we had one.
Oh, my sister's like, I don't.
And,
They're too much of a mess, and I was like, I could sweep the floor and dust.
and then we had a fireplace in the front room, and a wood burning stove was in the back.
Yeah, we've never lived in a house that had a fireplace that I remember. I was told we did when I was like wee little, but I don't personally remember them.
Yeah, I mean, they still have the fireplace, but the wood burning stove they got rid of. Which is too bad because they were. I mean, we used to cook soups and stews and chilies and.
I like to just turn the lights out and watch it burn at night because mine has a glass door. So
Oh yeah. Now the
because
fireplace you could do that too, and over there, but not that. Not that one. Yeah,
yeah,
it always warmed it up.
slow
It made it too
like
warm for me, but.
Anthony was very, very attracted to flame when he was little. So we had
Oh
completely replaced wood burners.
yeah, yeah. But here we have the electric floorboard heaters.
Yeah.
Those damn things cost way too much to run.
And they don't put off any heat.
I mean, they do after a while, but you'd have to crank that up, and you can never get it regulated where you just like it just like that and leave. But you're always having to change it, either turn it up, turn it down. And the electric bill was so high, I was like, I ain't running that crap again.
Yeah.
So that's when we went and got a couple tower heaters, and then it was for Christmas, not my birthday, that Billy got me the heater. He's like, I'm gonna get you another one for the kitchen, and that'll just be your Christmas. Okay. So that day we went and got like 3 heaters, and the same ones we got now. So we ran those. We turned off all the, baseboard heaters. The electric bill was cut more than in half.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, well, that's what we're using from now on. Screw that shit.
That's one of the main reasons we went to the wood heat because his mom lives on a country property, so we have plenty of wood. For access, we only cut deadfall, but still, we have plenty of wood every year. And plus, all the trees falling in my yard.
Mm-hmm.
But we could not afford the electric bill to heat this house. And we discussed it, and he said, "How do you?" I was like, "Hey, I grew up with wood heat. I ain't got a problem with it." And
Yeah.
to this day, he'll be going like, "Honey, do you want me to lay the fire for you?" And I'm looking at him. I was like, "I know how to start a fire." He's like, "Well, I keep forgetting." He said, "My sister did," and I was like, "I'm not your sister." That'd be weird.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We missed you.
I thank you. I dropped my phone on the floor. Then I dropped my crochet hook on the floor twice. And then I went to the restroom. My husband was in there, wouldn't let me in.
Come on, just let me sit on your lap.
No. So he was already in there. Then he wouldn't get off the pot. He says, "Oh, do you need this?" I said, "Get off there." Jeez.
What you doing? Reading a book or something?
No, he was just sitting there. I'm like, "Are you peeing?" He goes, "Yes." And I said, "Can't you pee fast?" I'm like, "Just do it, you know."
That was one of the main selling points of this house. Is when I realized there, I was like, oh, there's 2 bathrooms.
We have 3.
Mhm.
Yes,
Oh.
having 9 people in one bathroom and living that way most of my life, 2 bathrooms is very important to me.
Well, Ron, he grew up in a family with his mom and dad and 13 brothers and sisters, and they only had 2 bathrooms. Didn't much matter.
That's when I learned to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning before anybody else was up. School.
Yeah.
And then I'd just sit there and read until it was time to go catch the bus.
And there was like 6 of us in the house in one bathroom.
When I lived in Kentucky, it was just me, Ron, and my youngest, Candace, and we only had one bathroom, and that about drove me bonkers because I'd always had my own bathroom ever since I left home. And oh my gosh, it's like, I don't like this. We're getting more bathrooms. So when we moved back to Utah, we were living in a townhome and we had 3 bathrooms, 2 upstairs and 1 on the main floor, which was nice. And then the house that when we moved there, we bought a house. It had 3 bathrooms, 2 upstairs and 1 downstairs. And then this house has 3 bathrooms. So I don't like to get interrupted when I'm going to the bathroom.
Or taking a shower or whatever.
Exactly.
It never fails, no matter what time of day it is. Whether it's 2 in the morning, 6 in the evening. As soon as I get in the shower and just get in there, knock, knock, knock.
You know what
About that, I just got in here.
You know what my husband used to do in our other house? It doesn't work here. You know, we could be sitting for hours just watching TV, reading, whatever. He would never move. I would say, "Well, I'm going to go take a shower." Instantly, he had 100 things to do in the kitchen. Turn the water on, turn the water off, turn the water on. And I'm like getting hot shots and cold shots. I'm like, stop it. But here it doesn't happen. Oh my gosh. It's like, can you just, I take really fast showers. Can you just wait? You know? So I started doing it to him. He takes super fast showers. And I would go in hot water, cold water, hot water, cold water. And he'd come out, "What were you doing?" The same thing you did to me. He says, it's not fun. So
Yeah, I get that.
we're down to 5 people watching us, and there's me because I'm on here watching, and of course, I don't know who all. Larry was here. Jeanette left. John's here. You guys are here.
I'm not in the chat, though.
Okay. Jeannie was here. She never said she was leaving. Same with Larry was here. I don't know if he's here. Now, those
Herb's still
numbers,
here?
I don't know. He never said he was leaving. But and same with Greg, but they haven't said anything in almost an hour. Lydia was here, and She hasn't said anything else either. But those numbers are not always true. Oh, Herb's here. He's going to
Herb's
his
here.
he's going to his chair.
Okay. I
Oh,
suppose if you need to.
exactly.
I hope you feel better soon.
Yep.
Yep.
No fun being sickly.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta go to Geneseo in the morning, about 40 minutes away.
You have to go where?
The town called Geneseo. I have to go there tomorrow.
I thought you said
I gotta,
Tennessee. And I'm
mm,
like, what? It's a little bit
no,
longer of a
not
drive.
tomorrow anyway.
That's it.
Geneseo.
Yeah. Going to
Yeah,
Tennessee. Oh, here
that's
comes
where my
John.
foot doctor's at.
Oh,
He's
okay.
going for knee replacement surgery next week, so he wanted to see me one more time before he goes.
Welcome back, John.
Welcome back.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Every time people say that, I keep thinking of welcome back, Cotter.
So
Oh,
what were
yeah.
you guys talking about
Uh,
with Jeanette?
Oh,
Well, she had a knitting machine and said she would sell it for 40, but it would cost
it was the
quite
loops
a
and
bit
thread we were
to
talking
ship
about.
it. To ship it, and then Annie said she might take her up on it because she's closer.
yeah. And then Joe's just going to order one off of Timu because she can get free shipping.
Yep.
And they're only like $36.
Let's see if I like it, and if not, then it'd be a giveaway. You never know.
Right.
And I saw a Jeannie in here. Hello, Jeannie.
Yeah, I don't know if she's still here. She only said a couple of things.
And then she goes,
Larry was here asking about you, and I don't know if he's here anymore either.
Yeah, I said
And
about my
Herb left to go to his chair.
Yeah.
oh,
But he hasn't been feeling well the last few days.
Is it his blood sugar or?
Yeah, he's got stomach problems. He thinks he's getting an ulcer again.
Oh, not good.
no, not good at all.
No, so he's trying to get him an appointment to the doctor.
Ulcers suck.
Never had one, but I hear they're not good.
Lived with one nearly my whole life.
Ugh.
When I
Yeah,
was,
he said he was feeling the same as he was the last time.
Yeah.
So he's trying to get into the doctor, and maybe they can do something before it gets out of hand.
yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully. I have to admit, copious amounts of fresh ginger that I put in my food now has helped mine a lot.
I bet.
I
Ginger's amazing on your stomach.
yeah, I seldom have a flare up.
Yeah, ginger is awesome.
He said that when it was after the live earlier, he messaged that he's going to be on his for a little bit. So I went over there,
Mm-hmm.
and then his wife was cooking dinner, and I thought, I hope it's something bland,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like oatmeal or
mashed potatoes.
or eggs.
Yeah, scrambled eggs. If you don't put
Yeah,
anything on them.
But he definitely needs ginger.
yeah. I never even thought about that. I don't know.
You can
Ginger.
grate it in anything, and it improve on your meat. You can put it in your meat when you're cooking it. Your vegetables.
You can also, if you have a ginger essential oil, 1 drop. Because it's so potent, that's all you need is 1 drop in your food. And it's just like putting
Okay.
water in it. Because like when I soak my feet, I use Epsom salts and 1 drop of lavender oil, and it does wonders for my feet.
Yeah,
Okay.
Epsom salts.
Yeah. I get really dry skin on the bottom of my feet.
I use Avon intensive callus repair.
That stuff
I
never worked
love
for
that
me.
stuff.
Yeah, that never worked for me. I was an Avon lady for 20 years, and that never worked on me. And so I started soaking them with just Epsom salts, and that helped. But when I started putting the lavender oil in, it was a game
Mm-hmm.
changer. Now I don't hardly have any
Oh.
dry skin at all.
I'd like cake my feet in that, and then put socks on for the night, and next day it's soft as a baby's butt.
Yeah, I
They
can't.
work for me. I
I
need to
can't
tell
sleep.
my
I can't sleep with
sister-in-law I
socks.
need some more.
Yeah, I can't sleep with socks on.
Oh
Um,
no, God no, nothing.
I
Oh, I
Yeah,
I
gotta have
boil.
socks.
on my feet.
Half the time I want my shoes on too.
Oh no. I boil if I have my socks on, and so I have to take them off. Even when I get into bed and it's cold, I'll keep them on, but I know within about 15, 20 minutes I'm pulling them back off.
See, like it's
Uh,
funny, but like I don't know how my body system works, but I can be cold all day and I'll be wrapped up with like a long sleeve shirt, turtleneck, long sleeve shirt, denim shirt, two pairs of long johns, pants, three pairs of socks, right at work all week, all day long, and then when I go to bed and I unclothe, I start sweating. I sweat when I'm naked, but I don't sweat when I have clothes on.
you're weird.
Just saying.
I sweat at 28 degrees and at 62, I'm freezing to death.
I get cold easy, but then I'm hot. Like my bedroom has no heat or air conditioning, and so we always have our ceiling fan going all year round, and so it get drops to about 58 degrees in our bedroom, and I have a tank top on and a pair of capris, and that's it. And I am
That's
plenty
what year
warm.
round. You can be 30 degrees below zero, and I'm sweating.
Well, I do that because I have hot flashes.
I've always been like that ever since I was a kid.
Yeah, I'm always warm. In fact, my husband, when he woke me up yesterday morning, he came in and laid down next to me and he wrapped his arms around me and he goes, "You're like an oven." I said, "Well, I know. Thank you." He goes, "You are so warm." I'm like, "Thanks. I know. I've known that my whole life." My skin is warm all the time. Always had super warm hands. Oh well, but
Yeah, almost done with the row. Thank God. This blanket's gonna take a while.
I'm almost done with the row too.
Maybe I should go up to like a size 8 hook. This is a 6, but it's kind of,
What kind of yarn are you using?
uh, I'm using two kinds. Right now it's Pound of Love.
Oh, from Dollar Tree.
No, that's Lion Brand.
Oh, okay.
And then I also have the Premier Jest, and that's from Dollar Tree. It costs
Okay.
$5,
Okay.
and they're both pretty close in weight.
Yeah. What
But the
stitch are you
6,
doing?
the furls hook, it seems like it's making it tight, and I don't want it. I want it to be kind of loose a little bit.
So, what kind of stitch are you doing?
Double crochet duo.
Cool.
So I think I might try going up one size and see what happens. Well, not on the furls, but use like one of the others,
Mm-hmm.
and that'll be like a size up, and see
Yeah.
what that looks like. Because let's see what
what's a double crochet duo?
you do too. It's when you first start. Like an odd number. You start out with in the first, and in the fourth chain from the hook, you double crochet. And then you start in that same chain and do 2 double crochets over the next 2 stitches, like two together.
Right.
I don't know if you know how to do that or not, but that's how you do it.
I when my kids were when my daughter was young and she wanted me to make her crochet her some baby doll blankets, and so I would just do a chain, make sure I had even numbers, and then I would go to the next row. Or the second row, it would be um, a double crochet, two, and then 2 double crochets in for 2 stitches, and then skip 2 stitches.
That's the stitch, John.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's the double crochet duo.
It's smushy looking.
Yep,
It is.
It
it almost
It's
looks like
looks
a little tighter than I want it to be, though.
Well, remember, after it's
that's gonna be
washed,
a
it'll
blanket.
relax too.
It's gonna be a blanket.
Yeah, long blanket because acrylic stretches. Who knew?
yeah,
I do. I knew that.
yeah, it does.
When I make it, arm length, then I should have took off about half of an arm length at least
Hmm.
because it's already. Let's fingertip to fingertip, and I probably have a foot left after that.
So it's over
Because
6 foot.
So it will be for me then, because I'm tall. It'll fit just right.
Hmm.
Or Zach, or somebody like just to snuggle up in a blanket. Either way, I mean it's fine.
Nobody's
Yep.
snoring. I hear it though. It sounds like an air machine or a fan or something.
I have a fan over here. It's making racket.
As I say, it's a fan. It's an oscillator. It sounds like.
No, it's not. It does. No, it's not an oscillating one. It's just making racket. It's saying, "I'm
Oh,
about to die.
oh,
I'm
okay.
about to die. Pull the plug." And I'm not
You
ready
can't,
to pull the plug yet.
you can't hear you can't hear my dog. I can hear him, but he's snoring. But you guys can't hear him. It's too not loud enough.
Sometimes if I smack it, it'll stop. Is it better?
Yep, can't hear it now.
Yep, it's gone now.
Who is snoring? Her fan. Well, my dog is too, but you can't hear it.
Yeah, my fan was making racket. I smacked it and it stopped for now.
My ceiling fan. Well, I have lots of ceiling fans, but they always take turns clicking. Sometimes
Hmm.
it's this one, sometimes it's the one in the dining room, sometimes it's the one in the kitchen, sometimes it's the one in my bedroom, sometimes it's the one in the laundry room, or the one up in one of the bedrooms upstairs, or in my craft room, because
Yeah.
I have tons of ceiling fans.
That's right, Beth.
I'm looking
Hey
for my
Beth.
next. What's that?
Okay, so
Five.
this yarn that I'm using, this white, was a fairly small skein, but it is wound really tight because look, I still have all of this. And it was only like this big.
Wow.
So I have plenty. I was afraid I wasn't going to have enough. But this is like really tightly wound
Mm-hmm.
because I don't have that much more to go with the white. Maybe 15 rows, maybe? Maybe? I don't know. I'll have to check it here in a little bit. It's definitely longer than the colored part now.
Are you out of colored part?
What?
Did you run out of the colored part?
I have 2.5 skeins. That's
Oh.
going to be the outer shell. So this is the inner part. The white will be from the sides to the back.
No, I thought you did the white because you didn't have enough of the other.
No, I stopped using that because I didn't want to run out. So I have this much of this one, and then I have 2 more full skeins.
Oh, okay.
But I stopped because I was afraid I was going to run out. And I wanted to make sure that I was going to have enough. Now I dropped my crochet hook cord. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so I stopped because I was afraid that I was going to run out. I wasn't going to have enough to finish the shell. But I had to finish this part so that it would go over my face.
Mm-hmm.
So the white will be behind. So,
Nice.
yep, and then I'll put it up on my website. I got to put 2 other hats up there, and I got some paintings that I need to put on there as well. That I've done a lot. I wait till I get like 6 to 8 paintings and put them up all at the same time. So I'm not sending Steve all the information and the images like 3 times a week.
He likes it though.
I know. He likes putting stuff. He likes working on websites. Sometimes I have actually sent him the image before I had the video. And then I do the video and he's like, I saw that before. I'm like, yeah, you did.
So have you thought about adding QR codes to your videos so that you put a QR code on the back of the painting or the back of the card, so that way they can scan it and watch the video and watch you making it?
Don't know how to make a QR code for a video. I
So
guess.
what you do?
Okay.
So
Actually, I do know how, but a lot of the QR code makers, they want you to charge. They want to charge you for them, and so I have to look for free QR code makers, which I have. I have found a few, and you just take the. I know you just put in the address, the link, and you just put it in. It makes a QR code. And that's true. I could definitely do that. But the problem is I would have to just tape it to the back because I wouldn't make a stamp for it because that's too many stamps.
No, but what you do though is that when uh because everyone's gonna have its own QR code regardless, right? So what you do want, like for your paintings, for example, you have white prints as well. So do your paintings, put one on the back of the painting that on a card on your painting that would go to that painting, to that video. And then for your card set, just do one card that has like the four set of them to that video. That'll show you all 4 videos. You know what I mean?
Right. It's a good idea. I haven't.
I don't know. It was just something. So, or just have your QR code that takes you to your website that has QR codes on your videos. So you don't, like a digital QR code, you don't have to print them off.
I could do that if I made them. Steve could just add them. No, she's not snoring. Her fan was. It was making
That was
noises.
just, because it's just something I just thought of. But
Well, it's a good
because
idea. I will talk to Steve and see.
Yeah, because you're just getting your website up, you might as well add it to it now.
Right. Right. Definitely.
Unless it's going to be too much work or whatever, but it's just a thought.
Well, right. I think that's a good
Why do you think I'm snoring? I'm not snoring.
No, it's her fan making noises.
Is it still making noise?
No, it was making noises. That's a good idea. I will have to start, getting them all and giving them to, because he'll add whatever I need. He'll add it, and he likes doing it anyway. Sometimes oh my gosh, when I was setting up he was doing all my paintings on there. I thought, God, he's going to tell me he doesn't want to do this because it was hundreds. It was like 200 and something paintings. And I'm like, oh my God. And print, so he had to do it twice. So, but he did it, and he did it fast too. So
what's the longest you guys can go without your hands cramping up, like mega? Because like I'm working on this, and I took a break, and now like my hands just seem to cramp right up doing this second row here.
Using small hooks, my hands cramp up really quickly.
Maybe I get those handles that
Normal
Jess has.
crochet, like the 6, like the 4-weight I do. And even when I do like the 2-weight shawls, I use like a 5 to a 7 hook, whatever. I don't have any problems with my hands cramping up. Unless I'm doing a tight stitch. Like when I made that rug, I used a 6-weight. And I had to make it a tight stitch. My hands hurt. I blistered my hands because I was doing it so tight.
my hands
Yeah.
my hands usually don't cramp up. And I can crochet for hours.
As long as I take my break every 30 to 45 minutes and do my hand stretches. Of course, you need to get up and walk around anyway.
Right.
You're being set, and my hands don't cramp.
That's the same with mine, because I get up and go to the restroom, wash my hands, and I keep from cramping. Because I think I've probably, since my premiere started, because I crocheted the whole time, I've gone to the restroom 3 times since then, and I've done a ton of rows, continued cramp. So I don't know. But as long as I wear my gloves and I go to the restroom and get a minute or 2 away from it, I don't cramp. As long as I wear my gloves at night. I tried doing it when I'm crocheting. Doesn't work. Because my gloves have grippies on them.
Yeah. Same. And the yarn won't slide.
Right. I do have some that don't have grippies, but they don't stay tight enough on my hands. So I just make sure that I always wear my gloves every night. But I've been doing that for almost 40 years. Wearing the gloves. I used to have to wear the kind that had metal in them that held my hands like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have to sleep in.
I don't have to anymore, but
It's fine, Lydia.
Because of the surgery. Once I had the surgery, a few years after that, I found that as long as I wore compression gloves, I was okay. Now, I did wear my compression gloves all the time when I was working in produce at the grocery store because I was working with coldness. So I had my compression gloves and then rubber gloves over it. And that way my hands didn't get cold. Because I was working with cold vegetables.
Yeah, Bill hated getting whacked upside the head in the middle of the night. I tend to flail my arms evidently when I sleep.
Mm.
I asked him, I said, why do you always sleep with your back to me? And he said, because I get tired of getting hit in the eye with your elbow.
Yeah.
Evidently, I had a complete conversation with him when he came in from work this morning. He said he snuggled up to me, and I started talking to him, and I said, "What was I talking about?" He said, "Not anything really." He said it was really disjointed and didn't make any sense. He said, and then I realized he was asleep, and I was like, "So I don't make any sense when I'm awake?" And he goes, "Oh, somebody's at the door." And I said, "Nobody's at the door. Answer the question." He took off running a chicken.
That's funny.
He's such a turd. Oh. He's learning when to run, though. It took years. Oh, my back is really hurting tonight.
It's not
What
good.
do you do? You
I
do
am
something good.
already put my knitting down. Thought maybe it was the way I was sitting.
What did you do?
It's just the way I sit sometimes when my back has been hurting since I got up this morning. So it might be why I was slept last night.
Maybe you were too busy talking instead of sleeping.
Evidently.
Well, sometimes when you're having dreams and stuff, your body reacts to them, and sometimes you can make your muscles sore.
Oh yeah, I have literally woke up and felt like I ran a marathon the day before and trying to figure out why I was so sore.
Mm-hmm. I don't like it when I get mad at somebody in my dreams, have a fight or something, because then I wake up and I am madder than hell.
Yeah.
Half the time I don't even know why.
Yeah, I remember getting into arguments first thing in the morning over something that happened in a dream that I had no control over.
Right.
Wasn't even my dream.
Oh yeah. I got pissed off at Bill for cheating on me in a dream.
I did that once too.
Like seriously, it was in a dream. Over it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, rationally, I knew it didn't happen because it was a dream, but I was still pissed off.
Well, for me, it was so no way could have ever happened. No way. The circumstances could have never happened. It was totally unrealistic, but I was still mad.
Yeah, exactly. Ow.
Okay, color change.
I'll tell you what, that hat that I made when I was in Utah for my granddaughter, that black one and green one, I did a color change every single row. I thought I was going to kill myself.
That's what this one is, every row I change.
Yeah, but at least yours is long rows. Mine was these little short rows.
That's true.
Go.
I got tired of weaving it in while I did it. I'm thinking, I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to crochet it in every time, because I would spend half the row from one end to the other weaving it in. I'm like, nope, not going to do that. So I just left them all out, and I left them long, and so I just used a needle and just crocheted them in, sewed them in, and it was much easier, but still. I really hate color changes anyway. It's like
I don't like color changes.
It's my biggest nemesis.
And just let it do its own thing.
I carry it along if I can. If they're short, I'll just carry it along. But
now this one that I'm doing now, I'm just crocheting it in each row.
With her hat, though, it was going to cause too much thickness at the seam.
Yeah.
Because the seam was going to go straight down the back of it. I didn't want her friends to have any reason to say anything bad about her hat.
Yeah, I get that.
So,
All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pop out of here, and I think I'm gonna go take a hot bath.
all
Okay.
right. I hope you feel better
Sounds
soon.
sounds like a good idea, actually.
Yep.
I'm
Good
not
night,
going to take a
everybody.
bath, but
Thanks for joining us, and I will catch y'all tomorrow.
I think I'm heading out too.
Okay. See you tomorrow.
So I will talk to you guys
Alrighty
later.
then.
All right. Good
All right,
night.
Connie. Thanks for the show. Thanks for
Oh,
staying
not a
out with
problem.
us.
Not a
We'll
problem.
talk to you later.
Okay. Bye bye.
And bye bye. And we'll see everybody tomorrow night for let's do some more crocheting tomorrow night on Monday night. You want to do that, Joe? Want to crochet tomorrow night?
Yeah, I need to crochet 'cause I need to get working on this.
All right. I know what I'm doing tomorrow. The boss called me earlier today, so I'm dealing with that. So I know what I'm doing tomorrow. So I'll be here tomorrow night for some more crocheting. Work for
What
everybody?
time? 7, 8,
8 o'clock Central.
8 Central. Okay.
Yeah, does that work for everybody? Does that work for everybody? All right.
Works for me.
And we'll see how much more of this I can get done.
Yes.
What
I
did
thought
why did
it
it take?
takes a while. Did you
What?
finish the shawl even, or is it just stuck in the corner and
It's
I'll
in a
do it
bin.
some other day?
No, no. So when I cleaned and organized my shop, right? I organized everything into bins, right? So that
So
one.
you got it in a bin.
Yeah,
Okay.
just hold on a sec. So I got stuff organized behind my yarn up here, right? Behind my yarn up there, right? So here's Ben the Penguin, and everything's in there for Ben the Penguin. And here's my shawl, right? And an extra skein of
Okay.
yarn. Is right. So
Now,
and
isn't the penguin a Christmas thing?
yeah, it's my brother. No big deal.
Well, you need to finish that one
It's
first.
no big deal. I'll do it. So so
Yep.
I, I but behind my yarn up here behind this I got these stacked. So I got a stack of whips and I got a stack of wood projects too. So I can just pull one off and start working on it, right? Because everything's in there for it.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's good. That's a good idea.
oh right. See like it Ben the Penguin, the pattern's in there. All his pieces are in there. His eyes are in there, and I even wrote down the size of the hook I need, and I got the yarn color as well in there. Same with this one, right? Everything's in there that I need, so I can just grab it and just start working on it, or I can just grab it and go out of town with it.
Yeah, I need to do something like that. But I usually don't have more than a couple whips going. But you never know.
You never know. But I know I have extra ones. I got one, two, three, four, five. I got five more left. I can fill up in the back there, so that's five more whips I can go.
Oh my God. No, no, no.
That's five more whips I can get going.
Oh my God, John.
All right. All right. So we'll see everybody tomorrow night. Take care. Have fun.
Night, night,
Have a good day
everyone.
tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye bye.